this question and answers. We only had, because she's good at it. Are you?
I've never done this before.
Oh, all right. Oh, really? Right, well.
In fact, I was the one who sent round a paper to as many people as I could, but I didn't put my name on it precisely because I don't have experience with this sort of thing.
Oh, you put
so I'm
the photocopy of
yes,
the...
that's
Ah,
right.
I got that through our door, yes. We won... Oh, congratulations, thank you. Right. You'll have to speak up because...
You mentioned one of the considerations that Maidenhead's planning would require 700 houses per year in the light of us being the end of the Crossrail route. In the light of it being extended to Reading in March 2014, was there no consideration made to that burden being spread towards the Reading area in the light of the fact that the necessity for that amount of properties wouldn't be required in the Maidenhead area?
Reading does have already a housing requirement, that already has a housing requirement to meet additional need. So they, like ourselves, but I can't remember off the top of my head the exact number of houses that they've got to deliver, but they will certainly need to deliver higher than our own requirement.
Thank you.
I'm not sure that's a question.
Well, it is really
Well,
Can we have one person at a time, please?
in response to that, we had a meeting with the Planning Inspectorate on the 3rd of November, and the Planning Inspectorate made it quite clear to the local planning authority, because I was actually present during that discussion, and they said on numerous occasions, you have to meet your entire need. So they made it perfectly clear that we have to meet that need.
Can you give your name as well, please? Can you please give your name?
Hello, I'm Elizabeth Lloyd. Now, the gentleman asked quite a clear question about now the fact that Crossrail is going down to Reading. Surely some of the requirement being placed upon the Maidenhead area should move down the line towards Reading. And although you fluffed around, you haven't actually answered the question. Of course they have a housing requirement as well, but surely that requirement should now be upped. And it should take some of the burden from Maidenhead.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that.
Why not?
Well, unfortunately, it doesn't. The fact is that we also project that quite a number of users will actually come to Maidenhead to catch the actual Crossrail train from Maidenhead railway station.
But they can't park anywhere.
Well, we are going to provide additional car parking spaces because we're already trying to achieve that. Now, in respect to the car parking, the idea is what we are proposing is to increase the size of Stafferton Way car park. There will also be a further car park placed down Stafferton Way as well. And we also, in addition to that, we are going to provide a number of temporary car parking spaces around the town as each part of the town is redeveloped. Part of the redevelopment is also including the rebuilding of the Broadway Nicholson's car park.
Right. Sarah.
What infrastructure is being put in place for the relocation of the sports centre? Because the traffic travelling in and out of Maidenhead is absolutely shocking already. And you're now bringing more traffic into this location. What additional infrastructure has been considered to address that demand?
The infrastructure delivery plan, which is the report that will deal with all of this and the various sites that are being considered, is actually forms part of the Regulation 19 consultation. So it is currently being worked upon. It will be available around about the 18th of April on the borough's website.
May I just ask a question in relation to that?
Yes.
When the new Magnet Leisure Centre is built, what happens when that particular leisure centre needs to be rebuilt again, like the one that is going to be shut down.
This is the reason why it is preferable to build a brand new magnet leisure centre.
Yes, but at some point it has to be renovated.
No, we will build a brand new one. That is why we're proposing to put it on the golf driving range. And the cost of building a brand new leisure centre is 20. I'm answering the question. The question is, what is going to happen? Well, the question is, the magnet is going to be built on the golf driving range. A brand new magnet will be built, costing £29 million. Once that is built, open, then the old one will be closed down.
And what happens when that new one, 20 years hence, needs to be renovated or rebuilt?
It won't. Not for 20 years.
Right. Can
Jeff Sutton.
Jeff Sutton.
Derek. This all
Can you hold the mic so everybody can hear you?
This all links back to the consultation, which I still regard as being wholly and deliberately misplaced between the 2nd of December and the 13th of January. Because if you were to say, well, it's in the summer holiday, well, kids come off school for 2 months. People don't go away all at the same time. Christmas and New Year, everybody the same. Nobody's going to look through a very difficult site to go through that. A lot of the language on it is about as far removed from the English crystal mark as is the next universe from us now. I mean, even in a property business like me, you have to really struggle to deal with it. But that document, whenever it came out, could not be properly responded to. Because every time you develop land, the first thing you generate is traffic. A small site, intermediate site, large site, residential, commercial, whatever it is, offices. So, you're asking, the authority has asked the electors, the residents in the whole borough to comment on this draft borough local plan with one hand tied behind the back. Just because the authority thinks that piece of land, and that piece of land is suitable for housing, does not mean in practical terms it will work. Infrastructure to handle some of this could be major and long term. It's unreasonable to expect people to put reasoned objections that can stand up to the proposals when there is not an iota of information on infrastructure. That I'm taking The other thing is car parking, which we just talked about. As I understand it, from what I read, I'm not involved with it, but for season car parks, for businesses in Maidenhead, there's always hype about businesses coming into Maidenhead and so on and so on and so on. Well, they will until they find it too difficult to manage the staff in and out, then they'll be off somewhere else. But there are 400 applications outstanding because there aren't spaces. When you rebuild the Broadway car park, when you put another 2 levels on perhaps Stafford and Way car park, it takes time. It's not like a makeover program on television. It doesn't take half an hour or an hour. It's going to take years to do it, cause major disruption. So in the meantime, with the traffic coming in, Crossrail looming, I still don't understand the reason for Crossrail making it, the things will just get worse. So there's even talk about a stacking or racking system in the Braywick Park, an area of the Greenbelt that has been flattened. As I used to attend for residents 10, 15 years ago, I used to go across there to deal with the sports groups and the local authority officers who are empire building, wanting this, that and the other on that site. Now look at what you've got physically on Greenbelt, which is the only use you can permit on Greenbelt is sporting facilities. But I think the council has been cynically abused it and are doing it again big time with the leisure centre. The leisure centre is going to apparently be 2 hectares, nearly 5 acres. Building, car parking, roads, lighting. You've already got the big surface car park on 250 car spaces for the leisure centre. You've got just under 200 already there. you've got low lighting, then you've got high lighting around the Astro turf pitches, you've got the rugby club, you've got the running club, you have this building. Even this building was thought, and I would say it's going to be doubled in size, up and on. If you look at it's not an application, but if you look at what the dreams are, the ideas are, don't blame them for having the ideas, but it's all there. Now this is Greenbelt. Then, for that school that's going to cause devastation on the east end and the north side of Hibbert Road, car parking and children. So they've got it, now they're going to be parking on a car parking area on the east side of the Braywick, and then walking the kids backwards and forwards. Another non-Greenbelt use. The running track, the outside exercising area. And they want to upgrade some of these facilities as well. Don't blame them for that, but the point is, the Braywick Park is Greenbelt in name, but not in use.
I believe they've changed the status from green belt to sports and leisure, so they can build upon it. That's what
Well,
I
if they've
have.
changed the status, then they should go to Natural England to get it taken out of zoning for green belt. And the other thing is that they do admit, or the authority has said that in the consultation document, that it is, they do, in the yellow panel section, they talk about developing the leisure centre only in that location, only in the most exceptional circumstances. All the exceptional circumstances are that the leisure centre is on freehold land owned by the authority, the Braywick is freehold land owned by the authority, the golf club is freehold land owned by the authority. You can see where this is all going. So the easy way is to pitch in when you're the title holder. Well, you've got to do everything else, but you have a distinct advantage. On the matter of the golf club, I'm not going to divulge information. I'm not a member. I will ask to go and see a bunch of them while this was going on, and the whole thing is a bit irregular. And it is not, as the papers say, and your around Maidenhead page I've got here, says that the deal has been completed. No, it hasn't. The deal is conditional. This is the authority to the golf club. This is, sorry, the other way. Thank you for your correction. The golf club to the local authority. We want that land on the south side of Harvest Hill Road, which is our practice area, included within the draft borough local plan. And the second stage is the local authority says to the golf club, we will assist your membership as much as possible to try and get it planning permission. As a well-known estate agent who's now retired said to me, it stinks. That's for an estate agent. So that is where it's all coming from, and the golf club, in my opinion, that's my opinion, in business I'm in, didn't take proper advice. That they didn't, because they wanted to do it cheaply, and they're not. I don't think they're in a good position. But it's not certain, because if the land to the south side of Harvest Hill Road, bearing in mind as I understood it, the plots of land to the east of that, so going back towards the Braywick, on the same side of Harvest Hill Road, were already being put on this plan. And I was talking, I said, well, you don't need to worry, you own the freehold of the practice area, forget it. If it all goes through, then when the time comes and the values go up, then you can sell the land for housing. They can't resist it because the precedent will be there, they need the land anyway. They've got to build the houses. But the whole drift is the diminution or emasculation of Greenbelt south of the Temple. Thank you.
In answer to the point about Braywick Park, yes, it is in Greenbelt. You know, it's classified as Greenbelt. Only the borough local plan can review the status of that land. And that is only if the planning inspector, examiner, agrees to redesignating it. So therefore, if you are looking at placing the Magnet Leisure Centre onto Braywick Park, you then have to provide very special circumstances as to the reasons why you're relocating it from its existing location to its new location. So that argument will still have to be had when a planning application is submitted. But at this present moment in time, the Regulation 18 consultation is just looking at the sites, the strategic sites throughout the borough as to where development could occur, whether that is housing, whether it's employment, whether it's a new leisure centre. In answer to your point about the infrastructure, because that is a major concern to everyone here, I'm sure, because we all know the roads. I mean, so from that perspective, the infrastructure delivery plan will be available. Now, the documents for the 25th full council meeting should be available on the borough's website from the 18th of April. That will include the infrastructure delivery plan. So it will show that there are these types of issues need to be resolved. The issues about highways, about, you know, how are people going to move around? We already know what the problems are, but they will have to list them out within that infrastructure delivery plan.
Can I just interrupt? Will that include the whole road plan? Sorry. John Francis, 10 Kingswood Court. I mean, I know nothing about sections this and sections the other. I'm just a local guy who has to struggle to get my car up and down the road to work and back, which is appalling at the moment. The worry is there's 3,000 cars going on the golf course. They've got to get off the golf course at some point. I can't believe they're all going to shop in Hangers Road. Harvest Field is unlikely. Are they going to trundling down Kingswood Court, Clifton Close, Walker Road? I mean, will I struggle not to only get out of my own road, but out of my own drive in 10 years' time? And the real worry is, I think, is all the technical stuff, is, but why hasn't some sort of infrastructure plan, and I hope the infrastructure plan 18 will include this, definitive